Good morning, evening, afternoon, good day today, because we have an amazing, victorious guest, and I'm so excited to bring him to you to teach us how did he make it to be victorious, to be a successful entrepreneur. And oh my God, the story that my guest has is absolutely incredible. So let me bring back here with us my guest. Stay with us, and we'll be right back. I love dancing on this. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you,
Steven,
Dora.
how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm so grateful and thankful to have you as my guest here today. I think you're an absolutely victorious, powerful, amazing man, and I'm so excited to share with my audience your story. I'm so excited to bring you the stage and just give you the microphone, right?
Oh, thank you. No, it's a pleasure being here, Theodore. I'm glad we connected
Yes.
through Ken Walls and his Grow Live Academy. So just grateful. I'm excited to share my story because I think I can make an impact on a lot of entrepreneurs and just dive in, coach them up a little bit, give them the energy that they need, the motivation.
Right.
There is a way to make ends meet and work for yourself, right, and build a legacy. So that's really important, which I know you're doing as well. So just grateful again to
Yes.
be here.
We have our friends with us. Good morning,
Hey,
Lynn.
Lynn. Love
Oh my
Lynn.
God, we couldn't miss Scott. Scott, I'm
Hey,
so I'm so glad you're here with us. Good morning to you, Scott. I think Florida
what's up?
should be warm today.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but Stephen, where are you? Where's home for you? Where's your business?
Yep. So I'm located in Pleasant Valley, New York. I'm about an hour, 20-minute train ride north of New York City. So,
Wow.
45 minutes from Westchester County. But New York, New York is my state.
New York.
Dutchess
But
County.
obviously with the technology, I mean, I'm in Denver. We
Yeah.
connected. Where business can be done anywhere. So you're not limiting yourself to in-person clients that you can have, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of both, right? So I'm going in
Yeah.
person when needed, and then I'm using, the technology and the Zoom option,
Yes.
phone call. So I'm making it however my client wants to work, I'm willing to work. So
Right.
that's the beautiful thing.
Lynn, did you live in New York, or was Lynn? I know Lynn is from Puerto Rico, but I think she lived in New York too. So
Lynn
so
had to be in New York. She had to be in one of the Broadway shows. She's a rock star.
she's such a sweetheart. I love Lynn. But tell us, okay, so you're in New York, and you started. Were you born in New York, or you just lived there?
Yeah, I was born in Yonkers, New York. So I came from a family. My mom's an entrepreneur. My dad was a 30 plus year guy at Frito Lay, so corporate guy. He ran the warehouse and worked in the union. So I had the best of both worlds because I was able to see, kind of the 80-hour entrepreneur going after your dream. And then I saw the security side as well of building a career with one company for a long time. So that was a true blessing, and that's why I think I'm here today, broadcasting with you and taking some chances and some risks. And I started my career in the bright lights of New York City. So I was blessed to get an opportunity with Fox Television, in the broadcast advertising world, right out of college. So, that really molded me to where I am today to be able to go off on my own, build the relationships, build the trust, and just the network of people and the motivation to help others. I mean, the athlete in me, the baseball coach in me, I love to work in teams and go after one larger goal and make an impact. So it's not just about money for me; it's about the impact you can make on somebody's life.
Right. Absolutely. And that's more important. I think money is pretty close to oxygen, and me, working in financial services, I
Yeah,
see the importance of that. But it's about how we feel, and then it's about how we make others feel, and how we help them is what helps us grow. But take me back to school. So
yeah.
you were born there, and then you had, your mom and dad working. And how was school life?
School life was amazing. I mean, first grade, I was born in Yonkers, but then my mom picked me up one day where my dad usually picked me up from school. So, and the high school was pretty bad with, marijuana and drugs. And so the kindergarten was underneath the high school, so my mom was finally exposed to the kids' school life. And she went back to my dad and said, we're moving upstate. So that's when we moved up to Wappingers Falls, where I've been since 2000 is when we moved up. So 22 years. So school life was amazing. It's the suburbs. It's tight knit families. It's a community. There's beautiful parks, fields. There's so much restaurants. There's so much building and construction going on right now, especially in the tri-state area, but especially in Dutchess County where I'm from. Once the pandemic hit, a lot of people were making home renovations, or those second homes became their primary homes. So a lot of people from New York City are moving up to Beacon and different areas, so they're close to the train. Beacon's 15 minutes where I grew up. So it's very accessible to a large area, where you can go and do things with your family and still be feasible to get a lot out of it.
That's awesome. Nice. And then you keep saying baseball coaching. So how did you get into that? Was it a high school adventure?
Yeah, I mean, I was from a young kid. I mean, my dad was big baseball guy. He played in college, got drafted by the Minnesota Twins, played in like the summer league, it was way different back then, but played in like a minor league system for the Twins. He never made it to the majors, but he had a legit chance to get there. So baseball was always big in our family. So me and my brother's 3 years younger, my sister's 4 years younger. So baseball, softball, that's what we grew up with. And, we were legit athletes. I mean, we were top of the crop, not to just say that, but, we were premier in our area. So we broke off and played travel ball. We would get in front of colleges early on, played high school ball. So I was blessed to be a part of Royce C. Ketchum High School. So we won a state championship back in 2005. So we played for one of the best high school coaches around. So, then my dad mentoring me and my brother, getting us in front of the right people and teaching us. So baseball, as a family, we would always go somewhere every weekend for a tournament or, practice 6 days a week minimum. And that was like our passion. So that was our drive. And then I always wanted to play in college. That was always a goal of mine, and take it as far as I could take it. So I went on to play at LIU Post on Long Island. My brother played at Marist College, and my dad was in the Twins organization. So, right after college, once I got told, hey, you're not going to play anymore, I played in some men's leagues locally and all of that. But I wanted to make impact, and I wanted to teach everything that I learned to the youth. And I was, it's so funny. I was in Long Island living in Rockville Center. I was running around at the track and I'm looking, and there's a father training his son on the field next to me. And they're screaming at each other, getting aggravated. And I'm sitting there laughing underneath my breath. But I ran a lap, and then I stopped by and I said, hey, would you guys mind if I just jump in for the next 30 minutes and I'll train your son? He goes, absolutely. So he threw the bucket at me. He threw the bucket, and he went down to the diner, around the corner, and he came back in 30 minutes. And within that time, I had the kid fielding a ground ball, making legit throws to first base, had him hitting the ball off the tee correctly. His dad came back and was like, what the hell did you do to my son? Yeah. And I said, I play college baseball. I love the sport. I wanted to help. And they became my first client. So literally I grew Orefice baseball and softball from that, back in 2014, after I graduated college, and I was coaching travel ball and, on the weekends after working in the city with Fox Television. So it just like inspired me to teach, and the coaches inside me, if you guys have played baseball or you guys know catchers, they are the best managers of the game. Joe Girardi, Mike Matheny, all these guys, they know I can step on a field and know where somebody's supposed to be before it happens, and I would call the pitches. I would call the signs. I would know as soon as a batter steps in the box, I know how to get them out. So like, there's just an intel to it that people don't understand when you're watching it on TV. You need to know what's going to happen next. So there's a lot of intuition there. And I've been able to take that intuition in baseball and drive me to my new passion, and same passion, but which is local business and helping local business owners drive revenue, on a shoestring budget. So that's my goal. Like, I want to help them not spend thousands of dollars and not get anywhere with some of these companies that they hire. So I come in as a consultant or a business coach. I can come in, see what you have going on, and I can help take it to the next level. So I'm kind of bringing my baseball knowledge into the business side, and still being a coach, just in a different way, and
Right.
able to work with, the local business owners and entrepreneurs and help them get to the next level. I was blessed to land at a window and door company, right in Wappingers, and came in. They needed some rebranding. They needed some energy behind their brand. They had a great business. They're great people, but they just weren't getting their message out correctly, and putting the right people in the right spots to achieve success. So that's where I came in, and I saw some things right off the bat, and we started changing the environment, started changing some of the sales processes, procedures, the social media strategies, the operation side for building up our service department, and just like building our people. We were able to hire, an office admin who helped out with marketing. So identifying those needs before they happen, which I've noticed is a big thing for business owners. And I've been there and done it with my baseball business and some of these other companies I work for. It's a challenge, especially, when you get thrown a lot of curveballs, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's you get sick in your family and you're the main breadwinner, when you're running your business, or you have kids involved, or there's so many different things that you get tied up. So I realized, like, there is a gap to fill with local business owners that maybe have a fresh perception outside. Bring in somebody outside of your business that could come in and give you some fresh ideas, and it could really change the game for you. And it's little minor tweaks that somebody else can see that you're not able to see because you're so dived into the business, which you should be, but you got to have somebody working on the business all the time.
And that's also valid for life, I think. And I want to underline a detail that you went over so fast because you're so focused on the business, but this is about being victorious. This is about the moment when you made a decision that you're going to help that parent. And with that attitude is how you conduct your business moving forward. And you're all about helping others. And that's how you develop, and that's how you build your business. You'll want to help.
Yep.
When you start on that field to say, hey, I want to help, you didn't think about you. You thought about what you're doing for them. And that's the attitude that you're building your business now based on. And that's who you are. And in my eyes, in my vision, that makes you absolutely incredible, because there's not many people that do that.
Yeah. And, I take a different approach, right? The more you give, the more you get back. But, 3 years ago, I dove in. I fell into some great networks, that I landed, and people I came across, and Master Networks is one of them, because I've been able to get business coaching from them, personal relationships. But some of these other groups, the local chambers and economic development partnerships that I'm in, like Sullivan County, just amazing people. In the last 3 years, I really dove into the personal side. So I didn't care about the business. I wanted to better myself. So that was mindset. That was, taking care of myself, trying to eat better, working out, trying to get in front of the right people that have things that I don't have. Balanced family life was a big one for me. I have a little boy, I have a little girl coming any day now. So I'm just super excited as a dad, as a son, as a friend. I have so many good things going on. And I just want to make sure that I'm filling all those buckets. I fell into, spiritual 2.5 years ago, when I started at the window and door company. The ownership, led my wife and I to their church, and we are now Christians. And just like the whole mindset has come together for us. And I'm just looking to check off every box, and it's a constant balance every day. I am so far, not figured it out. I'm trying to every day, but you can constantly adjust those boxes, I've learned, and just make sure you're balanced across the board, because too many people put their eggs in one basket, and then something happens, and then they have nothing in other things. So I'm a big believer of multiple streams of income. Be yourself, be authentic. You don't need to be salesy. You don't need to push things on people, and just be yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do with this brand. And I kid you not, Theodora, I finally, I went away to the business conference in Texas this past week, and I was able to step away from my business in the windows and doors and just sit back and realize I was just a robot.
Yes.
And I was making a difference in people's homes, but I wasn't making a difference in people's lives, and that's really what I want to do. That's the root of me. And that's where I want to be involved. I want to be a mentor to people. I want to, help out wherever I can. I want other people to be mentors to me, if I don't have something. So I'm just constantly after the personal development. But I was able to put together a business plan on that trip on the plane and just commit. And I kid you not, when you write things down and you commit and you sign off on it and you put a date on it, it's amazing what you can manifest. And that's exactly what I did on the plane. And I kid you not, on Monday, my phone rang off the hook, and I literally walked away. I had a meeting with my management, and I walked away from a 6-figure income with full benefits for my family. And those are hard. A VP of sales and marketing role, which I truly enjoyed and loved, as a person, and loved the company. And I walked away because I was literally going back to the office on Monday. I had something tugging on me, and I truly believe it was a higher power. And that was because I committed on the plane. And I truly believe that. And I mailed a letter to myself at the convention. So I'll be getting that letter in a few months. I'm excited to see that, after all the progress I've made. But I committed, and too many people don't commit. And then that's why the manifestation doesn't happen. Right. And that's what I realized, you know what I mean? And the right people come your way. And I'm a believer of, when you're looking for something and you ask the universe for it, it's going to come. If you're doing the right things. Wow. So that was the game changer for me. I mean, I didn't even tell my wife I was leaving. I told her I had a meeting, with the company, but it was that point where we both realized, like, hey, we're at a crossroads. I can't be a partner in the company. This specific role isn't fulfilling my needs. I don't care about the money. I got to go make a difference, and I know the money will follow. And I am a big believer of that. And over the last 10 plus years, I've focused on people, focused on relationships, and I never led with the sale. And that's why I knew, everybody would take care of me down the line if I needed something to get by this hard time.
Absolutely. And it's not hard because it's building up, and it can be scary. And I have to ask you a question. If I were to start a business, let's say I am passionate about painting, right? And I want to start a studio. How did you find your passion? You always had this need of helping people. You're so good at building relationships. When you and I met in the academy, you reached out to me and you said, I'm so grateful to be in the same room with you. Your story is so powerful. What would you tell somebody that wants to start a business but just don't know how to? You got over the fear when you stepped away from that 6-figure income from the window company. You got over the fear. How did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, like, it's just that tug, like, hey, it's time, and I have an end game. So like, if I were you, like, you need an end game. So you need something to motivate you. My motivation is my daughter coming. So that was like a big thing for me. And knowing that I'm pulling my family off benefits and an income, like, I'm not going to let my family fail. I will do whatever it takes to make it work. So you got to be connected to the mission. And that was a big thing for me, because if you have nothing that's going to grab you to the mission, you're not going to do it. It's human nature, right? So if there's nothing down the line that's going to force you to do something, you're never going to do it. And I've always, as a business person, ever since I entered business, I've always had an innate underdog mentality. And I've always been like that on the baseball field, because I was never given God's gifts the way, my brother is one of the most gifted athletes on the planet, and he was younger than me. And he could just show up and put up ridiculous numbers where I had to go and do the work, and I had to put in way more work, than he needed to. But nobody was going to work harder than me. And I always, even when I got to the top somewhere, I never got content, because I knew you always have to keep getting better, and you should never reach your ceiling. And too many people hit that ceiling and then they fall off.
Yeah.
There's no consistency. And when you hit that ceiling, you got to look for the next mentor or the next coach, or wherever you are in your business. You got to seek out advice. And I'm not scared to ask for help. That's the other thing. A lot of people sit back and they say, oh man, I don't know the answers. I'm not gifted enough. I'm not talented enough. When I started this business, I knew I didn't know everything. I still don't know everything. I'm rolling out my brand this week. I'm praying on it. I'm going to walk into some businesses that probably know more than me occasionally. And I'm going to literally say, hey, I don't have the answer, but guess what? I can get you that answer because I have a strong network. So I'm going to be resourceful for you. And I will bring in my partners, to help your business if it is above my level of knowledge. So I'm not one of those guys that promises and doesn't deliver. So that's another thing. Like, you can't, under promise, over deliver type scenario. You got to really deliver for your people and be honest.
And know what you have and know what you can do. You're so victorious. You're so incredible. I'm just again blown away. I just, everything that you say, and your power and your strength, you're just so powerful. And I love that you bring that energy with the services that you're going to provide for your clients, and you're going to help make a difference in the world, in the business world, for other business owners. Take me to so I know you have coaches, you have people that you work with, you have people that you trust, and you have your beautiful wife. I love her to death. I love your son. He's the most adorable 2-year-old boy. Is he 2?
2. He's a little over 2. He's a pandemic baby, so
he's a little over 2. He's so adorable. He's so beautiful. And your daughter coming in. So now I'm a single parent and I raised my daughter alone, but I want to talk about the balance that, as a new business owner, launching your business and going full time in, how is it to balance family and business? It was so easy to check out, clock out of work and drive from home. You have your alone time while you drive, and then you go home and you're the family, you're the dad and the husband and the support, and you're there. But now you're a business owner and you have to, I feel like so many times I take time away from my daughter because I grow the business and I work when she's home, and it's what we do. How do you manage life and business together?
Yeah, so it's a challenge, and I'm not going to say I figured it out, but there is a certain discipline that you need. And this week has been a crapshoot, just trying to gain clients and get off the ground. So this week's going to be a little bit different, but I have started putting in boundaries next week. So, and that's where, you got to look at your calendar. You got to, whether it's Calendly or whatever you're using to access your schedule, you have to pick certain time blocks, to do certain things, and you got to leave time for family. So dinner time is like super important to me. So like sitting down for dinner, that's the way I grew up. That's what I told my wife, and that's what we agree on, with our kids. Like, nobody's affecting our family time between 5 and 6 or 5 and 7. Like, I want a good 2 hours to just put things down and pick them back up later. If I have to jump on later, I will. But I'm trying to free up my nights a little bit. And mornings, is another one. So I'm trying to keep a majority, the most important tasks I put in the morning, because that's when I have the most energy. So I'm an early morning guy. I'm a believer of, early bird gets the worm. So, 4:30, 5 a.m., I'm usually at the gym, getting off the ground, gaining my energy, using the time that I need, before my son and my wife wake up, to get my time in and to get my strength in. And I'm still working on that as we speak, but you got to know your schedule and you have to block out time, right? And you have to, the biggest thing I'm learning right now is put boundaries in place with your clients. So we are in a world where we are accessible 24/7. There are a million platforms to manage. Like if somebody wants to work with you, you need to let them know how they're going to work with you. And if they don't fit into that mold, you have to walk away. It becomes a powerful thing when you set those boundaries. And that was a hard thing for me in the window and door business, because I treated it like my own business, and I wanted to continually grow and get that company to $10 million. And I realized when I was away, I'm like, oh my God, I have no boundaries. Like literally I'm working all the time, and it's not fair to my wife. It's not fair to my kids, to be in that space and you're not present. And I was in a talk, through Master Networks, and it was talking about being a present entrepreneur and setting up more systems and automations. And that's something that I'm integrating into my business right now. So now I'm able to call the shots, and I can buy whatever program I want to make it automated. So I'm not sending, everybody gets addicted to emails. It's the biggest time waster on the planet. So if I can go out and automate email, or hire an assistant eventually that can filter emails out and book me, take the phone calls and all the pre-qualifying off my plate, I can focus on what I do what I do best. And that's building relationships, bringing in business, and making a difference in their lives instead of all the back end stuff that eats a lot of our time. So I think people get scared of, number one, hiring, and number two, they get scared of automation, and technology, because they're like, oh, this may not work. This may turn off my customer. It's not personable. But there's so many different programs out there today that can help you grow your business and give you more time back. And I'm a big believer of that. And I've realized over the last week, I can replace my income in less time and have more freedom with my family. And that was a big thing for me. Like, the world is changing. You don't need to be at a desk at 7 a.m. and work till 9 o'clock at night. Like, you can do 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or, whatever works in your schedule that you want to block off, you can do it, but you have to be severely focused. You have to be driven, and you have to have a game plan, and you can't let all of these distractions come in. And social media is a big distraction. So you have to have your times when you go on and check social media. You have to have your times when you check email. Everybody watches their email and I see so many people with notifications going off on their email all day long and their text messages. It drives me nuts, because every time you're involved in something and you're in deep thought, that ping goes off, your mind gets drawn somewhere else. And I do vibration, I'm big on silence, like during those times when I'm meeting with a client, I'm not picking up my phone. I'm focusing on that client. And if I get drawn in by a phone call, you step away, your whole ammo gets taken away, your vibe, it's not fair to that client. It's not fair to your family when you're sitting down for dinner and you're taking calls and walking away, and your significant others taking care of the house, and then your kids, and you're walking in, and it becomes like a resentment game, because she's working hard on her end, I'm working hard on my end, but there's no respect for each other on what we're doing for our family. So that was something that we've came to terms with recently, and it's like, all right, you do this, and we're going to try to help each other whenever we can, because it is a challenge, Theodore. And when you guys know with young kids, you did it, and you're trying to grow a business. I mean, there is no, you can't put that kid in a room and shut the door. I mean, you have to give them what they need. As they get older, they get more independent. So, I'm looking forward to that freedom down the line, but I'm not trying to rush it either.
There's a little time left you have, especially with your daughter coming in. She will need you. But I have to tell you, I've learned that children in business help it grow. When my clients get to talk to my daughter, they feel connected more. They feel like they're part of my life, and what we do and what you do for business. When they know that your 2-year-old is there saying hi, it just brings them to a more personal level. And I just so many of my clients, and I take my daughter with me to appointments, and it's cute. It's so cute. Yeah, they the kids grow learning this. They grow learning that they're gonna be, your son is gonna be you.
Yeah.
growing into the business world, and he's going to be a bit. So what you do it's victorious for him as well.
Well, I love the victorious word, but also like the American family is being attacked right now. And I put that in one of my posts recently. And I learned that from Master Networks and some of these other organizations, but everything is work, work, work today. And it's so opposite from family values. And I love what you said, that you bring your daughters to your appointments. That's a goal of mine. Like literally, I'm gonna have my dogs in the car and I'm having my kids in the car. Like that's me at the end of the day. And like I'm gonna be at a baseball field. I'm gonna be listening to country music like while I'm working. Like I'm being myself. And that was the other thing that I've learned. Like in some of these other companies, like we always have to put on a face, right? And we have to play this professional game all the time. Like, you know what? We're real people, Theodora, and like
Yes.
we're allowed to have passions outside of whatever we're doing, you know. And that was a challenge in some of the companies I've worked for. It was like, oh, you're going to go do a podcast, or you're going to go write a book, or you know, you're going to go coach a baseball team. Like, yes, I am. Like,
I'm a
my
human
time
being.
here, I'm more than just what I do here for you. Like, and that's the challenge with these people, and some of these owners, and business owners, is we get so like business driven. That's the only thing people can be about and talk about. And I am so opposite from that. And that's why like I'm standing up for my values. And I want people to integrate their families into what they're doing every day, because that's real life. And if I'm going to an appointment and, you know, my wife is home and you know, she needs a break and I want to bring my son, like I'm bringing my son, like, you
Yes.
know, and my daughter, and after my appointment, I'm going to go to the park for an hour. And then I'm going to work, you know, I'm going to work hard the rest of the day. And then I'll probably be on the computer till 9 o'clock at night, making up for that time. But like, I'm giving my family my time, and I'm no longer leading with work, you know, and that's not the only thing that is about me. I have so much more to my personality, what draws me to people. And I truly have a curiosity about people. So I love connection.
You're
And as
amazing.
the way we connected, and Ken Walls and some of these people, like I truly believe in people. And Monday was my first mind expansion of, they said, my first client said, I hired you because you believe in us. And that stuck with me, because so many business owners feel lonely. They feel like they're by themselves. They feel like they don't have anybody in their corner. And that's where I'm swooping in, and I'm going to be their coach. I'm going to be their biggest advocate, and I'm going to work alongside them to achieve their dreams, because in turn, that's going to achieve my dreams.
Yes.
So when you lock into others' dreams, that's when you're able to achieve your dreams. And that's what I've realized over the last, you know, 10 plus years since I've been in business. And, you know, that's where I'm at. And that was life-changing for me, because that first appointment was just like, wow, I struck gold. I'm supposed to do this. And I don't care how I get there. I'm going to get there. And I'm going to bring other like-minded people alongside me. And I don't care if it takes 6 months. I don't care if it takes 3 months. I'll work at Walmart until I get this thing off the ground. Like literally, I'm ready to go. And it's my time.
You are amazing. I agree with Scott. You are absolutely amazing. It's just mind blowing, the power that you have and the belief. And I agree. There's so many people that don't believe in themselves, and
Yep.
especially as business owners, they get caught up in this ball of, you know, making it work, and they forget first about themselves. And that's where your powerful attitude come
Yeah.
into their life, into their business life, to help them understand who they are and what they want to do, and get it together for them, right?
Yeah, no, and again, some of it's not even business, right? I mean, it's growth mindset, it's
Yes.
positive mindset. There's so many negative people out there, and they're dealing with some difficult things. So I don't judge anybody. You know, I mean, I went through some tough things in my life. I mean, I could tell you, I was broke, I was rich, I was, you know, in
Yes.
between, I was, you know, I have story after story, but you know what? That's made me who I am. And I'm not scared to share that. And nothing is holding me back anymore. And like people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about, you know, when I got let go of a job, or, you know, when I wasn't making enough money, or, you know, when my family was on food stamps, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. Like, I will tell you anything. It doesn't bother me. And like,
It's
like
you. It's who you
that
are.
makes who you are as a person and as a character. And like, I'd rather see somebody tell me that and and come back from something rather than somebody that was given everything throughout their whole life and they just made it because they had money in their family, or they were given a multi-million-dollar business, or they whatever fell into something and didn't work hard. Like, those are the people I don't want to be involved with. I want the people that have come up as an underdog and made it, and they're not content. They're still growing every day. They're dialing into self-development. They're doing the things to make themselves and their families better.
That's amazing. Oh my God, amazing. You're so powerful. I love it. I have a question. When you quit your job,
Yeah.
in your opinion, what do you think is holding people back from doing something similar to what you did? You walked away from that six figure and
Yeah.
you said, I can do more. I want more from life. So many
Yeah.
people are afraid to do that. I did that too. I walked away from a corporate job, from the grocery business, and I said,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm worth more than what somebody decides to pay me.
It's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
in
mean,
your opinion, what's holding people to do that? What's holding them? Is it the fear? And if that's, how do we overcome that? What is your opinion on holding back?
yeah. So this is a big one because I felt it. I mean, walking out of there, I was like,
Yeah,
oh
terrifying.
man, like, I just walked away from a huge paycheck and a great opportunity. It's fear. Number one, most people have a lot of fear and
Yeah,
going off on their own, and where to go, how to start, like we were talking about earlier, and the security, right? So it's income. You're talking, steady paychecks every week or every month. You're talking benefits for your family. This country makes it so difficult to survive by yourself when you're an entrepreneur. Like, there are other ways to do it, guys, and you have to align yourself with excellence. And that's what I've done over the last 10 years. So I have people in my corner that are resources to me, and I can go out, and I felt walking out of there, I kid you not, I put a smile on my face because I knew it was time. And I knew I had a hard journey in front of me. And I mean, yesterday I was in tears. I'll be honest with you. Like, I was on Zoom all day, like literally from 9 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night. My wife was bringing me meals into my room, like as I'm talking with potential
yeah,
clients. Like
right.
it is a grind. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's if you have the willingness, the drive, the belief in yourself. And I'm tired of people putting a ticket on me. Like, exactly what you said. Like,
Yes.
I want to call the shots. I want to dictate how much I want to make. And I want to grow my family, and grow my legacy and impact people at the same time. And if I want to go to a business conference, I want to go. I don't want to ask for time off and do all this. Like, I'm willing to put in the hours. So, it's fear, it's self-doubt, it's scaredness of the future, what the future holds. I walked out with nothing lined up. So I did that on purpose. I'll be honest with you. Like, I did that so I wouldn't take another job, which would ultimately hold me back from starting my own company. And my parents thought I was crazy. My family thought I was crazy. But I'm telling you, for the first time, a week later, that's why I did what I did, because I knew I would line up something. I'd land another VP job somewhere,
Yeah.
and then I would be tied to that job for 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And then I stomp on my dream. And then my daughter's born. And then I never do what I set out to do,
You
because
never see her, and she's growing without dad, and dad is coming home at 5:30
at
or 6.
5:30, I'm not feeling fulfilled in what I'm doing. I'm making good money, but then at that point I'm locked in. I'm not going anywhere. I need the benefits. I need the money. I need,
Yes.
I'm comfortable. My daughter's born, and I have to take a step back, from the business, and take time off. And so I knew I gave myself a 30-day jump start, to do this and do it right and do it the right way. And I'm going to make it happen. I'm not there yet, but I'm about 50% there.
You are there. You see yourself there, and you are there in your belief, in your strength, in everything that you do, and you're there. I believe it, and I say
Thank
it.
you.
So tell your belief system and your strength, your power is so incredible, and I'm so great. You're honestly the perfect image of my show, because What you do is victorious, and what you do is just yes. And just like Glow says, if you believe it, you will achieve it. Absolutely, 100%. And Glow, thank you for being here with us. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Coach Glow. Coach Glow's been a big mentor for me, and she gives me a lot of inspiration too. Her story and her book that just came out, and what she is actually out there telling people about her real life and her stories. I mean, you talk about being fearless. She tells you everything. So for somebody like that to go where she was to where she is now, those are people in my tribe, and I'm so proud of her. And her and her husband I've learned so much from a relationship standpoint on what they bring to the table. And she's poured into me some experience and love, and just these are the people I surround myself with. You know what I mean? And she's just incredible. So I wanted to throw that out there.
Well, thank you for watching and being with us. Stephen, before I let you go, I don't want to keep. I know we're all busy. I don't want to keep you super long, but give us a few recommendations of the books you read, the things you listen. What do you put in your head? What is in your hand? How do you? I know you have such a great system of people and relationships that you're so good at that. You created this amazing network of people that are helping you, but there's still more to that I want you to share so that we can help other people do the same. What is the book that inspired you the most, that made a difference in your belief? Because yes, you grew up with coaching and being told all the time, and you worked hard all your through life. There's something that you read somewhere. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly reading, so I can't attribute it to one book, but you have to be able. I've learned more from books and podcasts over the last 3 to 5 years than I could have ever learned throughout my whole life. So number one is get into books, get into podcasts. So I would say, I mean, I have it. One of them is here that I constantly read is the 5+1 Entrepreneur Formula for Success. It's written by Chaz Wilson, who's a mentor of mine. So highly recommend you get this book. It's pennies on the dollar to purchase. Another book is 10X by Grant Cardone. That changed my life because I realized I was 1Xing everything, and there is an ability to 10X everything. And I just wasn't putting in the time and the effort and the thought process behind it. Another book that I'm reading right now, which I adore, is Up Level Now. It's Ursula Mentjes. So she's been a big advocate of me and mentor and business coach as well. So listen to Ursula. She has a podcast as well. But she's been phenomenal in my corner. Some other books. I mean, I read them all. I try to, Ken Walls' book is another one. But I'm buying every book I can buy. I mean, I have a whole stack down here of business books that I read every day. I try to do, my goal is like one a month. If I can do more than that, I try to. Another game changer is a podcast, Entrepreneurs on Fire by John Lee Dumas. I listen to it every morning on my way to work or before I start my day. It is the most educational and real podcast you can listen to for an entrepreneur. He brings in the most successful entrepreneurs across the country. Wow. Every day, 7 days a week. So you get one every day for about 20 to 30 minutes. And the education that you get is second to none. It's free. You need to download it, start listening tomorrow. And the topics are just like exactly what you need to be successful.
That's awesome. That's so good. Oh, I love it. I had a question and it just slipped my mind. I don't, I run this as a conversation. I don't want to have something written up. But I want to know, how do we find you? So
I mean, I'm big on social media, right? So I've always been. So it's Instagram is Stephen R. Orefice. Facebook is the same thing. And LinkedIn, I'm big on LinkedIn. It's Stephen R. Orefice, Orefice. It's underneath in my tagline here on the show. But find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. It's all the same username, so I'm pretty easy to find. You can give me a call too, or shoot me a text. It's 845-522-2941. I am rolling out my company today. It's going to be Stephen Inc. So it'll be StephenInc.com. The website isn't published yet. but I'm working on it. We'll be up by the end of the week, so I can share that with you, Teodora, in the post after this, once I get everything up and running. But there will be a business coaching side. There's going to be a podcast I'm rolling out, The Orefice of Duchess. And then I'm going to be doing like a monthly coaching call for entrepreneurs called the Field of Dreams, because baseball.
Tell me your phone number again. I'm going to post it on the bottom here so that our audience can see it. What is it again? 845?
Yep, 522-2941. And I'm looking for, guys, right now, I'm looking for small to mid-size local business owners that wants a business coach to come in and meet with them and give them some good ideas. I'll give you a free complimentary 30-minute consultation on your business. We'll talk sales, we'll talk marketing, we'll talk operations. I'll give you some good ideas. And then if you decide to work with me, I'll give you a credit into working with me, whether it's a 6-month, 1 year commitment, and then I'll make a difference in your lives. You'll make a difference in mine. But I'm looking for those small to mid-sized business owners that want to achieve success on a shoestring budget. So I can help you get there. I can revitalize your brand. I can help you get to the next level. Let's chat. Let me bring my mindset to you, growth mindset, and we can go from there.
Yes. This is your Facebook account. And then
that's my Facebook.
And then your phone number is correct, yes?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, perfect. That's where we can find you. We're not awesome sauce right there. She's right. You're awesome.
I will be in a book October 2022. So teaming up with Craig Duswalt from Guns N' Roses. And I'm getting featured as one of the top 30 entrepreneurs. So keep an eye on that.
Wait. Hold on. You're writing a book?
I get a 1-page feature in Craig Duswalt's book in
Wow.
October. So October 2022. So keep an eye out. I'm actually going to be working on my own book as well. So keep an eye on that. I'll keep you guys updated. So got a few things going on. I'm excited to roll out some new things. So just continue to follow me as I roll out things, and would love to connect with you, even if it's just a face-to-face, a networking opportunity. It doesn't have to be business. And if there's any way I can help you, I'm here for you. So
who is your perfect client?
Perfect client is that small to mid-size, about $1 million, $500,000 to $1 million mark. You feel stuck. You feel frozen in your business. You're frustrated. You want to take that business and get to the next level. So you want to bring it to 2 million, 3 million, 4 million and beyond. Those are the people I want to work with, and I can help you get there on a shoestring budget.
You're so amazing. I love you. I love your family. I can't wait to go to New York and meet you. I can't wait for you to come to Colorado.
I'm coming to Colorado for sure.
You guys have to come first. We agreed that you and Brianna is your wife's name, right? You and Brianna are just going to take the kids or leave the kids, or take the kids and leave them with me and go on a vacation. I will take the kids. My daughter's 10, and I would love to cuddle with the baby.
Oh my God.
But yes, you guys got to come to Colorado. And I think the best way that I can motivate you to come to Colorado is really find you like maybe 10 to 20 clients here in Colorado, and then you'll be.
Hey, you make it work. You get me some steady income, I'm in. And my dad's a big Bronco fan, so he's actually dying to go out there. So I would love to bring him to a game out there.
Yes, we're gonna make it happen. But I'm truly grateful to have had you on the show. You are victorious. Your attitude in life, in business, and in everything you do is so powerful, and it's so victorious. And I admire you. I watch you. I listen to you. Your passion is just, I love it. You're victorious, and I'm so honored to have had you on the show. Thank you. And for everybody watching, share this, because there is somebody in your list of friends that needs Stevenson's service. And I promise he's the most affordable out there. So you get to help somebody by a simple share of our show or of our interview, so that we can make a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah, and they don't have to be, in New York, Connecticut, or New Jersey. I'm willing to work with anybody. There's Zoom is a great option that I offer. So, whatever makes sense for you and your business, just give me a shout. We'll see if it works. And honestly, if I can't help, I'll be upfront and honest with you and say, you know what, you'd be better in somebody else's hands. So that's the authenticity you get from me. I'm not looking to come in and promise you things that I can't deliver. So thank you, Teodora. I'm so grateful to be here. This is such a huge help to my business and getting me out there. So I can't thank you enough. Our friendship means the world. And I'm just looking forward to growing our relationship. And if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. I owe you one big time.
Oh, you're fine. I love you. Stay with me. We're gonna say thank you to our guests, but I still want to talk to you a little bit in the back room. There must be some goodies in there. Hopefully, if not, we'll make some. But thank you so much, Stephen. It was an honor to have you. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.